Y'all are a couple of lucky parents. I'll tell you what, I thought she wouldn't.
Oh, nonsense. The child's a Kelly. She has the constitution of a goat.
Especially if some of you Kellers don't get a good night's sleep. Talking about you, Miss Keller.
You hear, Katie?
I hear.
I brought up two. But this is my wife's place. She is a battle scarred yet.
Doctor, don't merely be considerate. Will my girl be all right?
She'll be knocking down your Captain Keller's fence rows by morning.
And there isn't anything we should do.
Put up strong defenses.
You just need to let her get well on her own. She knows how to do it better than any of us. Main thing is the fever's gone. It comes and goes in infants. Nobody knows why. Call it acute congestion of the brain and stomach.
I'll see you to your buggy, doctor.
I've never seen a child with more vitality. That's the truth.
Thank you, Doctor. You hush now. You've been troubled enough. Call it acute congestion indeed. I don't see what's so cute about a congestion just because it's yours. We'll have your father run an editorial in his paper. The wonders of modern medicine. They don't know what they're curing even after they've cured it. Men in their battle scars. We women will have to. Helen? Helen, Captain! Captain, will you come?
Katie!
Captain, no! No!
Katie!
No!
What's wrong?
Look!
Katie, she's well. She only needs...
She can't see! Look at her eyes! She
Helen?
can't see!
Helen?
When I
Helen?
screamed, she didn't bat an
Helen!
eyelid!
Helen!
She can't hear you!
First, I'm gonna cut off this doctor's legs. 1, 2.
Why are you cutting off the doctor's legs?
He needs an operation. Now I'm gonna cut off his arms. 1. Stop that.
Cut off the stomach, that'll be a good operation.
No, I'm gonna cut off his head first. He's got a bad cold.
Ain't gonna be much for that doctor left by the time you finish.
What'd you do, bite her hand?
She keeps sticking in my face, so I just bite him.
What's she trying to do now?
She's trying to talk. She's gonna get mad. Look at her.
Hey, you stop that now. You just sit there and...
No.
She only dug Martha's eyes out. Almost done. It's always almost. No point in worrying till it happens, is there?
How does she stand it? Why haven't you seen this Baltimore man? It's not a thing you can let go on and on like the weather.
The weather here doesn't ask permission of me. Speak to my father.
Arthur, something ought to be done for that child.
A refreshing suggestion. What?
Why, this very famous oculist in Baltimore I wrote you about. What was his name?
Dr. Chisholm.
Yes. I've heard lots of cases of blindness people thought couldn't be cured. He's cured. He just does wonders. Why don't you write to him?
Because I stopped believing in wonders.
I think the captain will write to him soon, won't you, Captain?
No.
Good money after bad, or bad after good, bad after bad.
Well, if it's just a question of money, Arthur, now you're a marshal. You
Not
have
money.
a Yankee.
The child's been to specialists all over Alabama and Tennessee. Now, if I thought it would do any bit of good at all, I'd have it at every fool doctor in the country.
I think the captain will write to him soon.
Katie, how many times can you let them break your heart?
Any number of times.
What, child?
If there's the least chance that she could see or hear,
There isn't. Now I must finish here.
I think with your permission, Captain, I'd like to write.
I said no, Katie.
Why, writing does no
Katie,
him.
he can't.
Father stands up. That makes it a
You be quiet. I'm badgered enough around here by females, that's your impudence. Katie! Might as well try to work in hand garters in this house.
You really ought to put her away, Father.
What?
Some asylum is the kindest thing.
Why, she's your sister, James, not a nobody.
Half sister, and half mentally defective. She can't even keep herself clean. It's not pleasant to see her about all the time.
Do you dare complain of what you can see?
This discussion is at an end. I'll thank you not to broach it again, Ev. I've done all I can bear. I can't give a whole lot to it. The house is at 6s and 7s from morning till night over the child. This time some attention is paid to Mildred here instead.
You'll wake her, Captain.
I want some peace in this house. I don't care how, but one way we won't have it is by running up and down the country every time someone hears of a new quack. Now, I'm as sensitive to this affliction as anyone else. It pains me to look at the child.
It wasn't our affliction I meant for you to write about, Captain.
Helen, my buttons!
Oh, eyes. He wants her doll to have eyes.
My goodness me, I'm not decent.
I'll sew them on for you again, Aunt Ev. She didn't know any better.
She'll never learn with everyone letting her do whatever she takes into her
You
mind.
be quiet.
What did I say now?
You talk too much.
I was agreeing with you.
Now, whatever it was, the pride child, the least she can have are the little things she wants.
It's worth a couple of buttons, Kate. Look. This child has more sense than all these men killers. If there's ever any way to reach that mind of hers.
Helen!
Helen, you're not to do such things. How can I make you understand?
Katie!
How can I get it into your head, my poor darling?
Hey, we have to teach a sharp-eye order and discipline.
How can you discipline an afflicted child? Is it her fault?
I didn't say it was her fault.
Then I don't know what to do. I don't know how to teach her. Beat her until she's black and blue.
It's not safe to let her run around loose. Now, there must be some way of confining us somehow.
Well, her in a cage. She's a grown child. She needs to use her limbs.
Answer me one thing. Is it fair to Mildred here?
Are you willing to put her away?
What
Ah!
now?
She wants to talk. She wants to be like you and me. Every day, she slips further away. I don't know how to call her back.
Oh, I have a mind to take her up to Baltimore myself. If that doctor can't help her, maybe he'll know who can.
I'll write the man, Katie.
Let an egg nose pack that trunk. So they can come on talking.
Yeah, because we're gonna blank this, we're gonna go from here to here.
So we aren't bringing that on.
Yes,
And
he's
that
gonna
has
have
to
her
be
trunk.
Carry it in.
Wherever we on the marker days, next year.
Okay.
I guess I'm just like where
I mean, it's gonna happen fast.
And you guys you can, like, when the lights come up, if you're not on that sign, you can come on as you're talking.
Okay, so I'm not moving
Yeah, so scratch that off your list. You're worried about the railroad sign now.
Okay.
So scratch,
I
turn
have a
off.
question. If we're talking when we're walking out, I'm just looking at it then, right?
That'll be
You're just
fine.
walking.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, during the scene, she had her eyes closed and
My eyes
walked
are
up.
As soon as she gets out here, well, open your eyes, walk up and walk out. Come on, you guys.
Well, no,
Okay,
I
well,
was
I'm just-
confused on like if she's gonna be looking at me and paying attention. She doesn't
Well,
really like what I'm
she
saying.
can hear you, whether she's looking at you or not. You know what I'm saying? You're right beside each other, so she can hear you.
Okay, so all I do is put the blue translate on.
Yeah, well, and then when he, yeah.
That's the signal call.
There's a pin on Velcro on the wall, back there where you hung your stuff up. You can make adjustments.
All right, let's walk on again.
Yes.
Grab your stuff.
So I don't put the time.
No, you go adjust your list.
Okay.
No, you can do.
Not enough light over there.
We're gonna drop the chair, right?
Yeah?
Okay, good.
So also just be ready, as soon as the light comes up, start walking on the scene and talking, and Gina, you follow right behind.
Now, you know there's gonna be an applause after that first scene.
We need the cue.
The light.
The
is
light's
cue.
your cue.
The light is the cue. As soon as it gets quiet and I know that you can be heard, I'm gonna light it up,
Start talking.
okay?
Who could do nothing for the girl, of course? It was Dr. Bell who thought she might somehow be taught. I've written the family only that they suitable
You
governess,
can sit on the trunk.
Miss Annie Sullivan, have been found here in Boston and will come. It will no doubt be difficult for you there, Annie. But it has been difficult for you here at our school too. Gratifying, yes, when you first got here. You could not even spell your own name to accomplish so much in so few years. But always an Irish battle for independence. This is my last time to count to you, Annie. Now you do lack some. By some, I mean all. Tact or talent to bend to others. And what has saved you on more than one occasion here at Perkins is that, well, we had nowhere else to expel you to. Your eyes hurt?
My ears, Mr. Agnes.
Nowhere but back to Tewksbury where children learn to be saucy, Annie. I know how dreadful it was for you there, but that battle is dead and done with. Why don't you let it stay buried?
I think God must owe me a resurrection.
What?
He keeps digging up that battle.
Annie, that's not the proper thing to say. That is what I mean.
Well, but I know what I'm like. What's this child?
Like,
Well, bright or dull to begin.
deaf, blind, mute, who knows? She's like a little safe locked that no one can open. Perhaps there's a treasure inside.
Perhaps it's empty.
Possible. I must warn you, though, she is very given to tantrums.
Well, that means something's inside. Well, so am I if I'm to believe everything out here. Maybe you should warn them.
Annie, I've written them nothing of your past. You'll find yourself among strangers now who know nothing of it.
Well, we'll just keep them in a state of blessed ignorance.
I can barely hear you.
I'm
I
sorry.
can barely
I can
We'll
barely
just
hear
keep
you.
them in a state of blessed ignorance.
Be more. You're being very serious.
Perhaps you should tell it.
Why? I have enough trouble with people who do know, or don't know.
So they'll understand when you have trouble.
The only trouble I have is when I'm right. Can I help it if that's so often? I won't give them any trouble, Mr. Anagnos. I'll be so ladylike they won't notice I've come.
Annie, be humble. It's not as if you have many options to pick and choose. You will need the family's affection working with this child.
I hope I won't need their pity.
Oh, we can all use a little bit of pity. But now you are no longer our pupil. We throw you into the world a teacher. If the child can be taught, no one is asking you to work miracles, even for $25 a month. Now, in this envelope, a loan for the railroad, which you shall repay me once you have a bank account.
You can smile.
But
So serious.
in this box, a gift for myself.
Oh.
Oh, Mr. Anagnos. Dear Mr. Anagnos, what can I say? Well, I'm an ignorant, opinionated girl. Everything I am, I owe to you.
It's only half true, Annie.
Which half? I crawled in here like a drowned rat. Thought I had died when Jimmy died, and I'd never again come alive. Well, you say with love so easy, but I haven't loved a soul since and never will, I suppose. But this place gave me more than my eyes back or taught me how to spell, which I'll never learn anyway. It taught me what love is and how to live again. And I don't want to say goodbye.
Children wanted me to give you this. I thought it'd be better for all of us if they weren't with us today.
My eyes feel 100% better already. Tell them they fit perfectly.
They also have a gift for Helen.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Or put them in her purse or something.
Yeah, I'll put, I was gonna. All right, it's beautiful.
Well, come, Annie. We must get you onto a train and your trunk into the carriage, or no one will make it to Alabama.
Where are we going? Forever and ever?
Andy Sullivan, age 9, virtually blind. James Sullivan, age 7. What's the matter with your legs, Sonny? Can't even walk without that crutch. Girl goes to the women's ward, boy to the men's.
Annie, don't let them take me. Annie!
Annie!
Coming.
Now, Miss Taylor, you let Mr. Jimmy go by himself. You've been poking that garden all day. You ought to rest your feet. I can't wait to see her, Viney. Maybe she ain't gonna be on this train neither. Maybe she is. And maybe she ain't. And maybe she is. Where's Helen? She upstairs, smelling around. She knows something funny's going on. We'll let her have her supper as soon as Mildred's in bed, and tell Captain Keller when he comes we'll be delayed. Again? I don't think we need to say again. Simply delayed will do. You mean that's what he's gonna say? What? Again? Yes, we're expecting someone. Someone for my sweet Helen. Here. While I'm gone. I don't think one peppermint drop will spoil your supper.
Jim,
Sir,
you don't look dressed for anything useful, boy.
I'm not. It's from Miss Sullivan.
Keep holding up that porch. We have wooden posts for that. Didn't I ask you to see if those strawberry plants were moved this evening?
I'm moving your Mrs. Keller instead to the station.
Mrs. Keller, must you always speak of her as if you've never met the lady?
Mother. I said mother.
Captain,
Evening, my dear.
I'm off to meet the train captain. Supper will be a trifle delayed tonight.
What, again?
With your permission, Captain. What you want, honey, your mama? Here. Well, no tea cake ain't gonna ruin your appetite.
She's gone. She's gone. Son and I don't get along. You don't know I'm your father. Nobody likes me. And supper's delayed. Here, I brought you some stick candy. One nibble of sweets can't do any harm.
Captain Keller, now, how am I supposed to get her to eat her supper? You fill up with all that trash.
Tend to your work.
Miss Sullivan?
Oh, here, at last. I've been on trains so long, I thought they were backing up when I would doze off.
I'm James Keller.
James, I had a brother named Jimmy. Are you Helen?
I'm only half a brother. Are you to be her governess?
We'll try.
You look like half a governess. Mrs. Keller, Miss Sullivan.
We've met every train for the past 2 days.
I changed trains every time they stopped. The man who sold me that ticket should be tied to the tracks.
Us pull up?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, Ann Sullivan, you have got to go much, much louder. You are talking to an empty house. I can barely hear you right now, okay? And in a full house, we are just not going to hear you.
Okay, all right.
You can start
I cannot
this
fix
thing
it with a
Sure.
microphone.
Listen, Dustin, when you come in, after you greet her and stuff, and you kind of indicate Mrs. Taylor, you guys pull on up so that he has room to get out of the way.
Hold on,
Because he's so
everybody
much-
take a step to the right.
He's so much
To the
taller
right?
than you guys.
He's blocking you. Okay.
Tina,
Let me see it again.
Tina, your energy is
Okay.
so much better when you're louder, okay?
Okay.
Talk to us in the booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talked to the back of the house, that's for sure.
Okay,
Yeah, and you know what? If you would keep your head up a little bit higher,
Okay.
talk to the back wall, it'll help with your projection.
okay.
Yeah.
Miss Sullivan.
Oh, here, at last. I've been on trains so long, I thought they were backing up when I would doze off.
I'm James Keller.
James, I had a brother named Jimmy. Are you Helen?
I'm only half a brother. Are you to be her governess?
We'll try.
You look like half a governess. Mrs. Keller, Miss Sullivan.
We've met every train for the past 2 days.
I change trains every time they stopped. The man who sold me that ticket should be tied to the tracks.
You have a trunk, Miss Sullivan.
Oh, yes. Did you bring Helen? I was hoping you would.
No, she's at home.
How far do you live, Mrs. Keller?
Only a mile.
Well, I guess I can wait one more mile. Don't be surprised if I get out to push the horse.
Helen's waiting on you also. There's been such a bustle in the house. She expects something, heaven knows what. I expected a desiccated spinster, very young.
Oh, you should have seen me before I left Boston. I've gotten much older on this trip.
Well, I mean to teach someone as difficult as Helen.
I mean to try. They can't put you in jail for trying.
Is it even possible to teach a deaf-blind child half of what an ordinary child learns? Has that ever been done?
Half?
10th?
No. But Dr. Howell worked wonders, but like an ordinary child? No. But then I thought, as I was reading his reports, he never talked about them like they were ordinary children, more like eggs everyone was afraid would break.
May I ask how old you are?
Well, I'm not in my teens, I'm 20.
Oh, 20.
Mrs. Keller, don't lose heart because I'm not on my last legs. I've got 3 big advantages over Dr. Howe that money can't buy you. First, his work behind me. I've read every word he wrote about it, and trust me when I say he wasn't exactly a man of few words. Second is I'm young. I have energy to do anything. And the third is I've been blind.
Advantages.
Well, some have the luck of the Irish and some do not.
What will you try to teach Helen first?
First, last, and in between language.
Language.
Language is to the mind more than light is to the eye. Dr.
Lang-
Howe said that.
Language. We can't get through to have a sit still. You are young, despite your years, to have such confidence. Do you inside?
No, to tell you the truth, I'm shaky like a baby's rattling inside.
Don't be. We'll try and help all we can and make you feel at home. Don't think of us as strangers, Miss Annie.
Oh, Mrs. Keller, strangers aren't strange to me. I've known them all my life.
meet you, Miss Sullivan.
Miss Annie, my husband, Captain Keller.
A pleasure to see you.
Pleased to meet you, Captain.
I trust you had an agreeable journey.
Oh, I had several. When did this country get so big?
Where would you like the trunk, Father?
When Miss Sullivan can get it, I imagine.
Yes.
In the hall, Jim.
We put you in the upstairs corner room. If there's a breeze to be found this summer, you'll feel it.
And the suitcase.
Oh, I'll take the suitcase, thank you.
Not at all, Miss Sullivan. I have it.
I like it.
I couldn't think of Miss Sullivan. Y'all learned that we in the South,
Let
we
me.
women,
I
have
have
some flowers.
something in it for Helen. When do I see Helen?
There Helen is.
Eat.
Well,
Certainly rare. She's very rough, Kitty.
I like her, Captain.
Definitely a different type of young woman up in the north. How old is she?
Well, she's not no teen, you know.
She's a child. What are her parents like shipping her off alone this far?
Well, I couldn't learn. She was very close-mouthed about some things.
Why does she wear those glasses? You know I like to look at a person's eyes when I speak with them.
Well, the son was blind.
Blind.
She had 9 surgeries before she came here, one just before she got here.
My good heavens. Do they expect one blind child to teach another? Has she experience at least? How long does she teach there?
She was a pupil.
Katie. Katie, this is her first position.
She was valedictorian.
Here's a house full of grown-ups can't cope with a child. How can an inexperienced, half-blind Yankee schoolgirl manage her?
Oh, great. Now we have 2 of them to look after.
You tend those strawberry plants!
Nothing I say is right.
Why say anything at all? Step along, Captain. Supper will be right away.